Just about everyone has one of these, a smartphone. Even our kids have them now. And parents are taking a pledge to wait to give their children a phone until they get into 8th grade. Among other reasons, because of the studies about screen time. Some of those studies have shown that too much screen time can lead to lower test scores, and it can even hurt the development of memory and language skills. Some of the other issues include obesity, irregular sleep schedules, even violence, and of course, less time for play. So what are some of the things that you need to know? The American Academy of Pediatrics has some tips if you do want to give your kids a phone to help, say, keep them calm while you're eating dinner or when you go grocery shopping. Well, for kids ages 2 to 5, they should have only 1 hour of screen time a day. And for older children, you want to prioritize the unplugged playtime. Make it unstructured playtime. Consider apps that control how long your child can use it, and keep screens out of your child's bedroom. Not to mention limiting your own screen time. I know I'm guilty of that. Managing your child's use of screens is a challenge, but it can help your kids in the long run.